Hi everybody, it's Shirley Joy Joffe here, and I am super excited to share this live with you today. So just see who comes along, and I've got some really exciting stuff for you. I actually have, let's see if I can actually move this camera down a bit. Let's see. Oh, oh no, maybe not. There we go. Haha. There we are, that's better. So I know you can't see the top of my head, I might lean a little bit, but it does mean that you can actually start to see the crystals and things which I'm going to be using. Let's just do that again. Oh. Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to wait for a few of you to come along live. Now, as always, I'm going to end this live with some practical help and some intuitive guidance and some downloads and things for you. So what I'm going to talk about is crystals. So Maria put Maria or Abida, I can't remember which one of you, put a post in, a question of what do you have too much of or a lot of? And for me, I have a lot of crystals, which you'd think that a mystical person like myself would have a lot of crystals, but I don't sell them or anything. Hi Zia, and I literally have a whole space just crammed full of crystals. So why do I have that? And that's because I use crystals in so many areas in my life. I use it as part of my healing practice. I use it every day. There are different crystals for anything that you can imagine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a little run through. I've got literally like loads surrounding me here. A little run through of ones that may be very useful for you in everyday life in the here and now with what we're facing. So I've got crystals that can help you with anxiety. I've got crystals that can help you with mental acuity. Crystals, of course, to help with abundance and with money making, with clarity. Hi there. And what's really important is how you use them. It actually isn't so much important which crystals you use, because you can actually program the crystals to do whatever you want. So the beauty of using crystal work is that you don't have to be consciously thinking about what you're doing. You set up the crystal, you set up the intentions, and they do the work for you. It's like having your own little spiritual helpers doing loads and loads of stuff for you. So let's start with a few of some really great, I've got some notes here because I've got so many crystals that I really wanted to let you know about. Oh, Zia, the plant. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to let you know about ones that would help you. So Zia's just asking what this plant is behind me. This is bamboo. And when you buy bamboo, you buy it in sticks. It's actually just in a vase at the moment, and it's been doing really well. I've had this one for over a year, for these ones for over a year. With bamboo, it's important to either do 1, 3, or I've got here 6. Any other configurations are actually not great for you. So hi Maria, thanks for watching. Hi everybody. So yeah, the bamboo, 1, 3, or 6. You can also do, I believe it's 9 or 12. So it's like in threes, and the reason for that is that it's for health, wealth, and in Chinese it's health, wealth, happiness. And the 1 is really great. If you're starting a business and you just have a vase with 1 bamboo stick, that is really amazing for growing your business. So it's kind of like pulling a 1 in a tarot deck. It's new beginnings. And actually with what's been happening, so the new moon, the recent new moon, I did a combination live with a few friends of mine for that. It is new beginnings. New moon is new beginnings. And this new moon is actually new beginnings with form and structure and getting foundation set, because it's a new moon in Capricorn. It's how to put the flow and the structure together. So how does that relate to crystals, you may ask? Well, one of the ways you can use crystals is actually to manifest things or to call things in on a new moon. So yeah, 1, 3, 6. Thanks, Maria. So I'm actually going to start with asking you, what are the top pain points that you have? So Zia, you say you've got 2. I would see if you can separate them. So yeah, separate them in 2 vases, because 2 is actually not great luck. So separate them in 2 vases and you'll actually get more. So normally 2 by 2 you'd think is fine, wouldn't you? So anyhow, so I'd love to know, what sort of things are you going for at the moment? Is it love? Is it health? Is it business? Are you looking for a soulmate? Are you aiming to generate lots of cash? Do you have anxiety? Do you have stress? There is a crystal for any one of those things. So I'm going to start with, let's start with protection, because this is really quite important. One of the things that the crystals do beautifully is guard you or help you to not take on other people's emotions. So Maria says lots of cash and happiness, fabulous. Lots of people's emotions, taking on the fear of the collective consciousness. If you're working near a computer or you're on your phone a lot, you're going to want to have something that can absorb all of the electromagnetic energy and also absorb like the negative stuff. I love lots of cash. I'm going to do your cash grid, Maria. Okay, we're going to do that at the end. So I've got my eye on the time and I'm aiming to go for no more than 30 minutes. Because I know it's you guys, most of you are on lunch at the moment, so I don't want to take up your lunchtime. So my top crystal for clearing and cleansing and for absorbing electromagnetic radiation, any radiation from phones, microwaves, computers, is selenite. So this is selenite. This is a polished selenite. It's a unicorn horn. So in addition to the beautiful cleansing properties, this is also pulling in energy, heaven energy to dissipate through the room. It will cleanse and it will clear and it will energize. It's a really powerful crystal. It's spelled Selenite, selenite. And it's actually a very, very reasonably priced crystal. You do not need a big, huge unicorn horn. You can get away with a thin wand, and that's not very expensive at all. Quality of selenite is actually not so important because it holds its own properties. So it's just how you want it to look, really. And you can get some really lovely selenite lamps. So if you need a light on your desk, get a selenite lamp, 2 for 1. I love efficiency. So that's the first one. The other one, which is really, really great, right in front of me here, is black obsidian. Now, black obsidian is amazing if you are working a lot on social media, if you are in contact with a lot of people networking. You can have it, yes. So obsidian is fabulous for absorbing psychic smog. So what you tend to find in a lot of spaces on social media, thankfully not in this group, this is a beautiful group, is there's lots of competition and comparison. And along with competition and comparison, psychic attack comes in. Place that near you and you can, I've actually got a lovely necklace, not this one, that I wear, which is a black obsidian. Again, doesn't need to be an expensive one. This just happens to be a beautiful raw piece. This is from Brazil, I believe. And it's just been hacked out of the rock. It's really powerful. The other thing this one does is it's very grounding. So it's really helps you to keep grounded to the earth. If you have tendency to get really, really high and euphoric and scatty, which I do, I have obsidian near me. And the last thing which this does, which is amazing, it's also a truth stone. So you generally find, because it absorbs all of the psychic smog, it also reveals truth. So if anyone's lying or deceiving you, it'll come up, you'll find out. So it's very useful. And then for stress, anyone who is at the moment feeling a little bit stressed, feeling a little bit overwhelmed, or anything like that, then I would suggest, here I've got labradorite. I'll spell it for you. Where's labradorite? Labradorite. That's labradorite. Now, this one, yes, so that one, Maria, that one's black obsidian. for negative energy and psychic smog. This one, now you can't tell so much, but if I bring it up, there we go. So can you see it's got flashes in it? Now different types of labradorite have different flashes for different things. So this one really helps for clearing brain fog, tightening up your mental acuity. So if you want to be really sharp, like, you know, when you go on a live or an interview and you want to really be able to answer quickly, eloquently, articulately, and be very sharp when questions come through, this is your baby, and it will relieve all your stress. It's a beautiful one. It's also for healing purposes, because a lot of these crystals have physical healing purposes. This one is for the eyes and the brain. So again, a beautiful one. I wear it as earrings often when I'm doing readings, intuitive readings and that kind of thing. It really helps also bring out your psychic ability. So that one, I just want to show you again, because that one's got a blue flash to it. And then the one behind me, this has got a red flash to it. So I don't know if I can pick that up with the camera. So inside of it, it looks like just a grey stone, but when you sort of hold it just a certain way, I can't seem to get it. It has some red flash. So the blue flash is more for psychic sense. The red flash goes down to the root chakras and is more for abundance and that kind of thing. So now, before I move on, I really want to talk about the practical uses of this. So we've talked about selenite and obsidian just being placed near your equipment or in the house. There are different ways for using these crystals, and one of the main things which I do is I do place them around the house and I give them a job. So how do you give them a job? There is a process that you can do where you awaken the crystal, you clear the crystal, activate it and ask it to be in service. So for example, I've got a beautiful pink agate here. So pink agate is to do with love, with heartache. So this pink agate is in service to me. And it sounds a bit funny actually to have something in service, but they love it. They're very affectionate crystals when you communicate with them. This one is here. I've set it up so that any sadness or any heartache that when I'm working with clients is dissipated quickly. So this is for me and for clients, but this will release heartache easily, because a lot of times when we're working on any of our inner work, you know, even if you're just sitting and something's happened and you're feeling sad, holding a crystal like this will allow that sadness not to stick. It will just flow through you. It comes out. The crystals are so powerful. They'll just take that energy. They'll remove it. And, you know, especially if you hold them in your hands, they're super powerful. I'm going to tell you a little story. My dad, years ago, he was a heavy smoker of 30, 40 years. He started when he was in his 20s, and he would smoke 60 packets a day, and it used to be the really heavy packets of cigarettes, like the Rothmans, you know, the really intense ones. And he refused to stop smoking. He didn't want to, he wasn't interested. And we took him to, I was very young at that point, so I didn't have the skills that I have now. We took him to a spiritual healer and hypnotist. And what he did is he put him within a crystal grid and did a crystal hypnosis on him. And that's one of the services which I learnt to do because it's so powerful. He put a crystal in each hand, and to this day I actually don't know which crystal. I do believe one of it was selenite and one of it was obsidian. And he put a crystal in each hand and he did the healing. And when my dad came out of the room, he had like marks on the hand. And when we asked him, he said, no, the crystals were just, you know, they weren't hot or anything. They were normal. They went in the palm of his hand, and he had marks in the palm of his hand, and he did not touch a cigarette from then on in. I was about 17 at that time. And not only did he not touch a cigarette, He also didn't have any addiction, any, fidgeting. When someone's been addicted to cigarettes, yes, I do the service virtually. Yes. Thank you for Maria. Yeah. And he didn't have any need for cigarettes or anything like that. That's when I learned the power of crystals. I always used to think they were pretty, but I didn't realize how much power they actually can have until I saw that. And that's when I became much more interested. And I remember my first crystal was just this really hippie looking chain with crystals in it, and it was lovely. So I still have it actually. So moving on, I'm going to, I'm just seeing which ones would be very good. Okay, so we're talking about abundance as well. So I have one stone here, there it is. So normally with abundance, you're looking at citrine, and just putting a citrine in your wallet or your bag will give you good fortune. So again, you give it a job, you just ask it. So you put it in your hand and you close your eyes and just ask it. It's so simple. If you put that in your wallet will constantly fill up with money. The other thing I do with my citrine, I've got a lovely big one here. That's citrine in its raw form, and that's citrine as a polished stone. This is also a citrine. So they can come in, look in different ways. I put my, the bank books, I put my citrine on top of my bank books, because that's going to draw abundance and good fortune, and also is for positivity, because, wouldn't it be lovely to make money while having a joyous and amazing life? So this is a fantastic stone for that. And I've got another one here, which is a beautiful specimen. This one's even more powerful. This one is a citrine with mica. Mica is a form of pyrite, which is kind of like fool's gold. Now, this will also attract abundance. Yes, do that. This will also attract abundance, the pyrite. And pyrite is also a protection. So where people might be, when you make a lot of money, not everyone is very happy for you. It is really beautiful. I love this one. It's very raw, but it's just so stunning. Look at that. Yeah, when you make a lot of money, not everybody is happy for you. So having some pyrite around just removes all of that. Is that the citrine, Maria? Do you have a lot of citrine around your house? The other one, which is really, really amazing, is Sunstone. And Sunstone is a very, very inconspicuous looking stone, considering it's for the sun. And it's for, mica. Yes, mica's lovely. It enhances whatever it's sat next to. So if you've got a lot of mica around, then what you can do is you can put the crystal and it will actually amplify the effects of the crystal. So there's another little tip. The Sunstone is for good luck and good fortune, and it clears all of the chakras. So those of you who work with chakras, a nice Sunstone will clear all of the chakras. So how do you clear the chakras with crystals? You can do it two ways. You can either lay down and just place crystals on each chakra, and there is a whole, you can use different crystals for different chakras. There is a lot written about how-tos and the musts and do's and don'ts around sunstone, as in sun. Do's and don'ts of crystals. Crystals are really forgiving. So what I suggest with people is, rather than looking only at the properties of the crystals, look at what attracts you, because that's really what attracts you. Actually will tell you what you're needing at the moment. You may not realize what you need. Like for example, let me give you an example. There are several stones for abundance. So there's the citrine, there's green aventurine, which also brings in money. There is the pyrite, as I said, and the quartz as well, manifesting quartz. I don't have my manifesting quartz here. This is close. A manifesting clear quartz when there is another crystal within it. So, yeah, there's one there. Right, that's a manifesting quartz. So inside this column is a whole other mini crystal. So this is also abundance. But maybe one day you're tuning in and the green aventurine doesn't attract you. The citrine doesn't attract you. The pyrite doesn't attract you. But you think, oh, I really, really fancy the manifesting quartz. You may not even know what it is. By holding that in your hand and doing your manifesting or your vision board, if you do vision boards, you can place a crystal on your vision board and it will amplify your vision board. There's so many practical ways of using these crystals. Where was I? Yes, the chakras. The chakras. So the colours of the chakras are, of course, laid out for most people. You've got the blues, which go down to the greens, and then to the yellow and the orange and the red. You can match up any of these crystals and just lay down and place it on various parts of the neck, various parts of the body. A really good one, a lot of people are having, at the moment, issues with throat chakra. So communication, expression, fear of being silenced, all of that. A really fantastic one for that. And this one is a more expensive one and a bit more rare, but it is absolutely beautiful, and it is Larimar. I fell in love with this. I have a ring, a Larimar ring, and I have this waiting for a pendant, which will be quite close to my neck because it is a communication stone. So Larimar, let me just give you the lowdown, because as I said, I write things down because there's like thousands of crystals and I don't always remember all of them. But Larimar is one of my favorites, actually. It's a very nurturing energy. It's like a mothering energy, but it also allows you to speak clear and true. And it connects the heart chakra to the throat chakra to the crown chakra and the higher heart. So it's a very compassionate stone. So if you want to speak clearly and compassionately and you're having trouble expressing yourself, Larimar is fabulous for that. When you use obsidian, which I said was a truth stone, you tend to find that you might need to soften yourself because it's a stone of truth. And sometimes truth can come out harshly, or your truth, as it were, because truth can be arbitrary. So Larimar just softens that, but still allows you to speak truthfully, and it really does nurture. It's a strong mother stone. So that's for the throat chakra. Okay, so do I have any questions while I'm talking? I know I'm talking very fast, so I'm trying to pack a lot in and hopefully give you a lot of useful information. But is there anything that's popping up for you? Just let me know. What I'm doing is I'm going to get myself set for a abundance and happiness grid. So I'm going to use a Merkaba. So this is the Metatron cube. How to start? Okay. So I would suggest, in terms of starter crystals, get yourself a clear quartz. Again, very cheap. You can always get tumbled quartz. So I have lots of these little ones, and you can get these for like £2. Why clear quartz? Clear quartz is the master healer. It will help with everything. It's really easy to program. It's hard. You can even put it in water and it will energize your water. And you could put it, just to take it around with you. So I would suggest you start with a clear quartz. I suggest everyone puts a citrine in their wallets, or their bags. Wherever money comes in or goes out, put a citrine. And then the other one is a rose quartz, which most of you have heard about. And that's your love. So then you have abundance. You have master full healing. and citrine is also joy, and you have love. So those three, I would say, would be your best starting points. If you would like to add one more, and this all depends if you are fairly psychic, if you're quite intuitive, then the other one which is recommended is amethyst. Now you can't see that colour, but let me show you what it looks like in a wand. And that one is great if you're doing any meditating. Hold your amethyst in your hand while you meditate. It will allow you to elevate further. Hi, Natalia. So there is your beautiful 4 starting crystals. Now I am doing a level 1 crystal grid course. I'll put the link in the comments later. What that does is it will teach you how to create grids, because crystals on their own, extremely powerful. Crystals in a grid shape, supercharged superhero. So if you think of, like Superman when he lost his powers, that's like your crystals, he's still an amazing man. And then when he got his powers back, that is what you class as the grid. It will supercharge anything that you put in it. So that's why I run the courses, because learning about the crystals on their own is great, but when you can actually activate them in formats, in circles, in cycles, then you can leave them just to make you money. Let me tell you another story. I set up a cash grid, which I'm going to do for you guys now, and you can put your intentions into it. I set up a cash grid at the beginning of lockdown. The day after, I received £2,500. About 2 weeks later, I received £47,000. That's what a cash grid will do. That was not on the cards. That was not worked for. I didn't do work for that. It just arrived. So that's the power, the potential power of the grid. Yes, I know. I don't often tell people about that because, they're like, oh, really? No, it is. That's all I did. I just did a grid. So I'm going to do it for you now. I'm going to do a cash grid. What I need is a central point. So we talked about citrine. My central point, I'm going to use a citrine tower. So this has got citrine chips in it in an orgon. And I'm just going to put that in the middle. What I'll do is I'm going to set it out. I'll tell you what I'm doing, but then I'll take a picture of it. So I'm going to do one, and you can do the same at home, Natalia. I will take a picture of it and I'll put it in the comments as well, along with the course, if you want to read more about that. So I'm going to start with a citrine tower. The outside parts of my grid are the intention. So what would I like from this? So I'm going to bring in money. So I'm going to use citrine, and I'm going to use green aventurine. So again, these crystals that I'm using are really cheap. You do not need to buy very expensive crystals. You can, I have them, they're beautiful, but you don't need them, okay? So I'm going to put citrines, and I've got more citrines than green aventurines just because that's what I'm feeling. That's what my intuition is saying is better for this grid. The next thing I'm going to do, now you do not need to do this, but I'm going to do it for us guys because I'd like to bring you in some money, really. Hi, Ravia. This is called the spiritual conduit in a grid. And what it does is it goes in between and it connects spiritual beings. So I'm going to be calling in on all the abundance archangels. So as I said, I'm going to show you, I'm going to take a picture of this, and then you can make the same grid, okay? Although at the moment, while I'm making the grid, think about what your intention is, what you would like, and put it in the comments, and I'm going to load it up for you. And then the last piece of that, is my clear quartz. So I've got a lot of clear quartz on here. So remember what I said, the clear quartz is a master healer. It's a master crystal. And it's really, really good for the middle of the grid as a passage. There we go. There. Well, that one's a bit. Where are you? There you are. Oh, there we are. I knew I had another one. Now, I like clear quartz that's really, really, really shiny and sparkly. If you look at these, you can see through that beautifully. Wonderful. Okay, so that's my grid setup. The next thing I'm going to do is load it with intention. So first thing, clear it. And you get taught how to do all of this on the course. Energize it. Hi, Nita. So I'm running this course on the 4th of February. And it's from, I think your time is 11:30 and it's for 3 hours. So 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 3 hours. So if you're in the States, it's in the middle of your day. Okay, so now, what intentions do we want? So ask for outrageous stuff, guys, to do with money, to do with cash, to do with fortune in your business. This is a good fortune and cash grid. I will leave this grid open for you guys, okay? So what I'm going to do when I activate it is I'm going to ask it to pull in all of your intentions. So even if anyone watches this on replay, it will pull it in. It will pull in the intention. So I'd love to have some in the chat though, so that I'm going to set mine anyway. I'm fancying a bit of cash at the moment. That would be lovely. So let me know. So what I'm doing is I am now loading the grid. This is what I call it. I'm loading the grid with the intention, 2 million. So Maria O'Mara, 2 million income this year. Okay. Anyone else? Abiha, would you like some cash? Natalia? Yeah? Okay, what would you like, Abiha? Let's get creative and specific here. So the beauty with crystals is you can be really, really specific. How much money would you like? 1 million. Okay, Natalia would like 1 million. Would you like that net? Without having to work for it. How about that? Or working really, really little for it. So you can get really specific with the crystal. I remember 2019, I did a grid for my travel. I did a travel grid. And I asked for 4 holidays and I got 4 holidays. So Maria, working little for it, yeah. So fun, easeful, effortless and little work. Good. Abiha, you can just say it to yourself and I'm just going to load in your intention here now. You don't need to put it in the chat, it's fine. Oh, there we go. 1 million in a year net by January 2022. That's a beautiful one. I love that. The crystals really like that. Now they really know what they're doing. Beautiful. Okay, gorgeous. Okay, that is looking fantastic. Let me see if I can show you. I'm going to just, apologise. 1 million for Elaine. Okay, let's add that in. And as I said, the crystal's going to pull it in anyway, even if you're on replay, so don't worry about that. But since I'm here. But I'm going to show you what that looks like. So there we go. If you can see that. There we are. There we are. Yeah, there we go. So that's the grid. That's what's pulling in. I hope you saw that. Okay. And the last thing which I would like to draw your attention to is the crystals that I'm actually wearing. These are called Mystic Topaz. These are quite rare. Beautiful, thank you. Yes, yeah, I can't kind of see when I tip it. Mystic Topaz is a quartz. So I've got, this is a master healer, which will help in every area of my body. And also it is a mystic master as well. So if you are interested in heightening your intuition, opening up your psychic senses and your awareness, Mystic Quartz is really helpful with that. So yeah, really at the end of it, I use crystals constantly. I make essential oil auric sprays. I use crystals to energize them depending on what they're for. I use crystals in my water. I place them around my home. And gold is fantastic. So gold is not a crystal, obviously, it's a metal, but it is transferring the energy of abundance. So if you tune into any gold jewelry, like nice gold jewelry, the essence of it, the feel of it is very luxurious, and you can flow that energy through you and you become a magnet for abundance. So you can do that. So Maria's asking, diamond. Diamond is similar to clear quartz in terms of its healing properties, but just on the higher end. So I don't wear it at the moment because my fingers are all swollen. I have an engagement ring that's been energized to heal me and keep me clear all the time. So if you've got any rings with diamonds, so give them a task. Give them a task. You're wearing them. Give them a task. Rubin, I'm assuming you mean ruby. Ruby. Ruby, I would have to check. I would have to check on ruby. Granite, grounding. Grounding. It will connect you to the earth. If you're doing any kind of meditation and you want to, so I do a lot of astral travel type meditations and transcendent meditation. I would need to make sure that I haven't got anything like granite. Oh, thank you. I did it myself. So Marie was asking, do we all have psychic powers? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. All you need to do is to uncover them. I actually teach a modality called Theta Healing, and I am running courses actually in March. But Theta Healing allows you to uncover everything that is blocking your psychic powers, because it's not a matter of getting them, it's a matter of removing the layers like the mud so that they open up. The only thing is when you open up your psychic powers, it opens up your awareness. And sometimes if you're not used to that, that can be a bit overpowering. So it is a good idea to have, I won't say necessarily go to a course, but a good idea to have some kind of guidance or someone who has been through it, who's really used to it, on a just further along the path, I would say, to help you. Because when we do open up, I remember in the summer I had a lot of awakenings and I became aware of so much stuff that whenever I was running courses, I'd go into the course and I would know and notice what everyone was thinking. I would know what their dreams were and that sort of thing. And I hadn't realized that my psychic senses had opened up that much until a friend of mine who is further along the path pointed it out. Because I said to her, I don't know what's going on. And she said, your psychic powers have just gone to that next level now. And one of the things which I then did was I used crystals. So the one I used when I would go into a course or even, on a live or a networking. And now at the moment we're doing Clubhouse and all of that sort of thing. There's lots of energies. I use my black obsidian. I have a little necklace and I wear that. And it's not because I can't, set myself up for that, but it just means that I don't have to. The crystal does it for me. So that's, yet another amazing way of using crystals. Any other questions? This is super fun. Oh, Rabia, thank you. So my hands look beautiful. Oh, Oh, what, in terms of selling them? No, I don't sell crystals. I don't think I could. I think I would get my stock and I just want to hoard it. So I'm afraid I don't. But there are some, there are some really great sources. And I actually bought all my tumble stones off Amazon. So, but I'm sure, I actually don't know any sellers in the States. I know some good suppliers in the UK. I don't know any good suppliers in the States, so I'm sorry. But, well, saying that, if you are interested in getting some from a particular supplier, I can ask my UK suppliers if they know any good US suppliers. Would that be helpful? So actually, when I run the Crystal Grid course, I do put in some links, some Amazon links, so that you know what you're looking for. Because to do the Crystal Grid course, you need at least a couple of crystals to actually make the grids. So, yeah. Anything else? I'm just going to see if any of these crystals are okay. Alrighty. So Maria is saying, so your mum asked what crystals are good for pregnancy. You're hoping she's not planning for anything. Let's have a look. I see. Okay. I would use Larimar for pregnancy. Is it for fertility? She's asking for your sister. Okay. Yeah, I would use Larimar and rose quartz, very gentle. Stay away from the really strong ones. Now, there are crystals that are particularly for fertility. I will go and check those out because I don't know. Honestly, I don't know which ones are fertility based, but in terms of bringing in the mother energy, which would prepare you for fertility, Larimar and rose quartz. Is amber good? Amber is not a crystal, as you know, it's a sap. So it is good, but what it will do is it gives you the nurturing effects of the tree, whatever type of tree it is. So it's a lovely earthy stone. It will also, it will also ground you to the earth, but not in such a strong way. So also a quite nurturing energy, but it's not a crystal. So funnily enough, I've got here some that aren't crystals either. Now, where are you? Yeah, so for example, I've got moldavite here. My Tectite is over there. So, there's my Tectite. All right, so there are other types of gem. This is now going into gemology. I'm not a gemologist. Rose quartz. Rose quartz is fantastic for pregnancy. So once you are pregnant, rose quartz. These are called Tectites, and they are, how to describe a Tectite as opposed to a crystal. It's just a different type of gem. It's got a different type of frequency, different type of radiation. This one is moldavite, which I think you can see there is kind of a greeny colour. Now, these aren't really pretty, but they're really useful for different aspects of meditations. And then the other one, which again I go into in the crystal course because we talk about portals and vortexes and stuff, is just Tectite. And this one is a brownie Tectite, which, now this one, I'm not sure if this one might be the Peruvian one. So what these are kind of left over from old meteorites. So they generally have a bit more, kind of like the extraterrestrial type frequency. So it's not an earth frequency, but they're really, really useful and very high vibration. So can I tell you the future from the crystals? From the crystals? No, but I can do future readings, but I can use the crystals to assist. So let me show you. This one here. So you get, definitely Rabia. You get crystal balls. So there's also something called Seer Stones, Seer. This is a seer stone. So this, can you see how the quartz has got a line in between? So this is a time bender, and it allows you to see through. This one is a seer stone. It's often mistaken as a garden quartz. Let me see if I can hold it better. So can you see that? It's got clear on the end and it's got little spikes in the middle. So by looking through this and meditating, you can see the future. What would you like to know, Rabia? What would you like to know? And let me prephrase. The future is not set, okay? The future is never set. It is an idea of how things would, what the outcome would be if you follow the path that you're on, with the, with the same layers and beliefs and limits that you have now. So when we do future readings, what we're seeing is the potential of what can happen. So what would you like to see? Natalia, health crystal. Oh, so many for health. Amazonite. There we go. I would go for Amazonite for health. It is, what it does is it calms the brain and nervous system, and it's aimed at optimum health. Okay, Rabia, no problem. You can reach out to me directly. No problem at all. There you go. So that's Amazonite. If you want to really help with to optimize your health, that's the one for you. And it comes in lots of different colors. So that one, I really love this one, this color one, but that's quite a rare one. So the other thing which we can do, if anyone on here would like it, so you can see how excited I get with crystals. So the other thing which I do is I do dowsing, and of course I do it with crystals. I also do the copper sticks, the copper rods, but I prefer crystals. I'm going to give you like 5 more minutes. So what, the Amazonite, I've never heard it called Feroza, no. And I've done the research, so have a look, it may be. So I should say that I work with the crystals intuitively. I'm not a gemologist, okay? Yeah. I'm a healer, and I happen to work with crystals a lot with the healing and do those courses for intuitive crystals. So I don't know if any of you have seen a dowser before, but I've got a few of you on here. If you would like, you can just pop a yes/no question into the comments and I will ask the dowser, because that's another way of using crystals to actually do yes/no answers. Now, the beauty with the dowser is that it is super accurate. It doesn't go through my filter because I'm literally just getting a yes/no. I don't know any of you, so I'm not influenced by anything. So all you need to do is just put a question, a yes/no question. So let me know if that would be of interest. So yeah, 5 more minutes. I can probably do 3 or 4 of you there. And any other questions? Okay, go for it. What would you like to know? Okay, I need a yes/no, Natalia. I can protect your home. How to protect your home, I can just answer for you. Crystal grid. So crystals for teens or tweens, any of them, Natalia, any of them. So Maria said, I will definitely include all the info for the courses. Yeah, Abiha, it's a yes/no question. Right, let's go back to protecting your home. So for your home, best crystals to use, clear quartz. And do you know what? I have huge crystals. I have gridded my entire house. You can literally use fragments You do not need a big crystal. So, you know, I can use this little thing and something half that size. The size of the crystal doesn't matter. So size is not relevant with crystals. They have the same power, however big they are. It's just bigger ones have more impact. But when you're actually getting them to do service for you, you don't need to use big crystals. So in my office space, this space, I've literally got fragments like chips of crystals. So the ones to use is you want to use black Tourmaline, which I've not talked about, it's a protection stone. So you want to use black Tourmaline in 4 corners of the house. So Maria and Abiha, I will get that. So four corners of the house, black Tourmaline. And then next to it, on the inside, pointing into the house, clear quartz. So you just literally 4 corners. The black Tourmaline protects from any negative energies, and the clear quartz energizes and uplifts the vibration. So you can do that on the outside grid of the house, you can do that in each room. It's enough to do the outside perimeter of your property. Okay, that's how powerful they are. So I have, obviously my house is my home, my office, everything is gridded. Right, so Selenite clears, Natalia. It doesn't protect as much as black tourmaline and clear quartz. Selenite is a clearing and cleansing crystal. So if things come in, it just allows them to pass through, and it absorbs radiation. So I'm using actually a black obsidian dowser because it's a truth stone. So Maria, will my upcoming project succeed? So this is for Maria. So I'm going to ask, show me your yes. Show me your no. Okay. All right, I'm just making sure that my pendulum is fully calibrated because it's been sitting in a pot with other pendulums. So it is one that knows what to do. Okay. Oh, that's lovely. So I don't know if you can see that. It started off weak, but we've got a very strong yes for that, Maria. Very strong yes. Abiha, working on a project. Will this bring me and my team success? So remember, success is subjective. So I'm going to ask the pendulum to tune in to your version of success to ask that question. Will the project bring Abiha and her team success? Oh, again, a strong yes. So Abiha, when I do a pendulum course, which is on the 1st of February, one of the things we talk about is how to ask the questions, because that's quite an open question. Success is very, very subjective. Okay. All right. So thank you. If there are no other questions. Oh, my family's okay, Natalia. So you're asking basically, is it for you? So let's ask that. Let's ask, because if your family will grow, that might be a sister or a brother. So can you be a little bit more specific? It could even be like cousins or even pets, actually. If you ask, will my family grow? So let's be a little bit more specific with that. So when I did the last Dowsing live, I had a lady ask about whether she would be pregnant this year. That you can be that specific. For your daughter. Okay, lovely. So do you see that requires a little bit of clarity there? Thanks, Natalia. Thank you for that. So will your family grow on your daughter's side? Okay, the answer is a yes. Now I'm going to ask an extra question because that could be like 5 years, 10 years time, you know, depending. It could be in years. So shall we ask if that's for this year? Let's ask for 2021. Okay, so that's a yes. That's a yes. And I'd just like you to know that the reason I asked for that is because that's the pic. I just got that vision of that happening this year. So the dowser, I can be completely unattached to, but because I do readings and I do future reading stuff, I'm a psychic. Sometimes I get flashes. So what I often do is I get the flash and then I ask the dowser, I ask the crystal. So beautiful. Thank you so much, ladies. It's been super fun, and I've really, really loved sharing my crystals with you, sharing this work with you. It is, you know, this is probably the work that I love the most, the crystal work. Even though I love oils, crystals obviously are pretty. It is my favorite work. So thank you for joining me. I will put all the details of everything below if you're interested in any of that. And of course, if you would like to work with me privately, you can contact me at any time. Thank you so much, Maria and Biha, for having me in the group. And thank you, all you ladies, for being so welcoming. And of course, if you have any questions, just contact me and I'll be happy to answer those. Thank you. Have a good day, everybody. Bye. Bye-bye.